Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm really excited to get into these cards and explain the energies that are coming through. But first, I just wanted to thank everyone who participated in my Valentine's Day call to action, healing and prayer for clearing the dark energies in our community. It was really very moving and powerful that whole day, and I just wanted to say that I had planned on doing two meditations that day for 11:11 a.m. and p.m. and I had a busy morning and got caught up and wasn't able to do the morning session, and in the middle of the day I had a bit more time, so I noticed that it was coming up on 4:44 and realized that that was the time that I was meant to do it that day. So I did it at exactly 4:44, and it was really, really, really very moving and powerful. And I realized that I had a busy morning for that exact reason. I was supposed to tune in at that time, and I just felt a lot of divine energy, and I felt a lot of your energy, and just so much hope and really support, I feel like, for the future and for these unions to come. And the other objective of that call to action was for healing Gaia and for specifically healing some of the problems that are arising in Africa. And it just was a very beautiful, moving time and a very beautiful, moving meditation. And so I just want to thank you guys all again and let you guys know that I'll be planning a future call to action for 444. And this next call to action will be for manifesting our unions, and for specifically, as suggested by a listener of mine, to release karmic situations, and for manifesting communication from our twins. So her and I were on the same page with this. This is also what I was really kind of hoping to do for the next one, was to first clear out these dark energies, which we did, and then now we can kind of manifest our unions and bring in union energy. And if we all kind of put our minds and hearts together at the same time and manifest this, then I really feel like it would be a very powerful thing to do, especially with these eclipse energies that are upon us this month. So I'm not guided yet on when exactly that date should be, but that one will be coming up, so I'll put out another video for that. And again, that one will be for 4:44 in whatever time zone you're in. So let's get into these cards, because we have a lot to talk about here. There's a lot that's happening with the Divine Masculine, and that's why I was guided to pull these cards and do this reading. And it's funny, I was guided to pull these cards in a very unusual way. I wasn't really guided to pull them in the way that I normally am, and it just seemed like this, I don't know, it just seemed like this, these cards wanted to be seen, these specific energies, and I can definitely see why. So this is really just a post-eclipse reading, the lunar eclipse in Leo, to see what happened over that time period, specifically with the Divine Masculine, because I just felt like that's, I mean, we all felt it, this eclipse, but it just felt like the Divine Masculine was really going through something, I want to say, during that shift, and I wanted to see what came out of that, and kind of where we're at presently, and what we kind of have to look forward to, because we do have another solar eclipse coming up in Pisces on the 26th. So this is a really very major, tremendous time right now, energetically speaking. So yeah, and just a lot of you guys expressed to over that that first eclipse that you were experiencing A lot of heart chakra activations, synchronicities, dreams, even bad headaches. I had very, very, very bad headaches over those few days, and the dreams were very significant as well at that time. And I know that I had more dreams in 3 days about my twin and my union than I have in months. Um, and overall, it was just a very emotional eclipse. We have a lot of cups too in this reading, so it makes a lot of sense. And the moon rules emotions, and it's a time for really illuminating our true emotions. And I felt like that's exactly what happened. And Leo rules the heart, so it makes sense what was going on with the masculine at that time. Um, I feel like it was just a very powerful time for really for everyone, not just the masculine, to release old patterns, to kind of see where you have been limiting yourself, and finding ways to really just get back to your authentic self, and really to just kind of, take this raw look at yourself to see, um, maybe I'm not as awake as I thought I was, and I've been kind of blaming my twin all along, and really maybe a lot of these blocks to union have something to do with me. It was just a very illuminating time, I think, for everybody, but again, especially for the divine masculine, because in a lot of ways, I feel like that the divine masculine, or the unawakened twin, has been aware and is awakening to this union, but was finding ways to, I guess, to kind of block it. Is the word I'm looking for, to find ways to lie to him or herself. But that's why these eclipses are so really paramount, because when these energies come in, there really is no more lying to yourself. And that's really what was coming through. So again, when I say divine masculine, I could also be speaking of the feminine. Really, what I want to say is unawakened twin. But just when I speak of these energies, it just seems to kind of flow better if I speak of the divine masculine. But if you are in a same-sex union, or if you're an awakened masculine and your twin is a feminine, just disregard my pronouns. This could apply to her as well. So, okay, let's get into the first card, and this is the order that I was guided to pull these cards. Again, they came out in a very unusual way. They were not exactly pulled, these cards, but long story short, this is the order I was guided to view them from my guides. So the first card we have is really no surprise, the Ace of Cups. So with these cups energies, and as you can see, again, there's a lot of cups in this reading, there's just so much emotion, so much overflow of emotion that was coming through, that is still coming through. And this, again, and this is why this reading is specifically speaking of the divine masculine. This was felt most, I believe, by the masculine twin, unawakened twin, more than the feminine. And I know that a lot of you guys felt your twin's energy over that weekend. You guys felt your own things that were going on, your own stirring and whatnot. But what I'm getting from my guides is that this was a more powerful time for him, or the unawakened twin, than really it was for us. They were really forced to feel these emotions, and to really kind of recognize them, and to not to run from them. There was no running from them. There still is no running from them. It's sort of no longer possible now. There's no more lying to yourself. There was just, and still is, so much love energy that's coming through, an overflow of love energy, just an abundance of emotion, for the twin, for the feminine twin, for their counterpart, and also really for themselves. I really feel like the masculine is now able to kind of find the, I guess, kind of find the confidence to really to find love for himself as well, and to really kind of accept himself and realize where he was limiting himself as well, in his growth. And again, disregard my pronouns when I'm saying he, but in his growth, in his development, in his relationships. It was just such an incredible time of clarity and illumination. And with this white dove that's flying in the background of this card, there was a lot of Christ energy that was coming through, divine energy that was coming through to really help in that illumination and in that continued growth. And it just feels like this cup was being offered, like there was an offer on the table. Like, look, you can take this energy, you can learn from it, you can also kind of take this plunge, this leap of faith, and offer this love to your counterpart. With this Fool energy, that is the following card. That's exactly what the divine was being asked to do, was to take this very powerful leap of faith, this plunge into the unknown, this exciting kind of adventure, something new to be embarked on, something new and exciting, but yet still somewhat sort of still somewhat fearful, to kind of go down that road that's sort of less traveled or has never been traveled before in his life. There's still a lot of trepidation there, and I do feel that the masculine feels like this is a positive direction that he's being asked to go in at this time, but there still is a lot of that kind of weariness of, again, jumping into the unknown. But I feel like he feels so much that this love energy is coming through so strong in this Eight of Cups. It's almost like he feels like he doesn't have any choice but to take this leap of faith and to kind of go by this guidance that he's been given by his angel guides and by the divine. And like I said before, I mean, there really is just no more lying to yourself now. There's just, the energies are there. They're like begging to really just be seen and to be received. And with that comes the Two of Swords, because now the masculine is in this place of, well, I can't lie to myself anymore. I know my emotions. I see my emotions. They completely came up to the surface. I know that I feel this tremendous love energy. I've known it all along, and now there's no more turning back from it, no more lying to myself. Well, now what do I do? And this is very much a card of decision making and indecision. And, I just want to say, with this card, with these energies, these swords to me feel so, so heavy. This is one of really the heaviest energies that are coming through in this whole reading, this Two of Swords. This weight that's on the masculine twin of indecision and just not knowing what to do from here, and what to do about all of this, and what to do about these feelings. It's not a question anymore of, well, do I feel them? Can I lie to myself anymore about it? It's more a question of, well, how do I go about this now? And I feel like a lot of this indecision is really kind of weighted in more practical concerns. Some of our twins are in karmic relationships or, marriages, or live in different parts of the state or country or world, or they have children. There's financial concerns. There's all kinds of different concerns that seem to be rooted in the more practical, logistical type of thing. Or even I'm getting for some of the masculine twin, they're concerned about an age difference, things like that. It's not a question of what they feel. But because this is so heavy, this is such a major concern of theirs, such a major crossroads that they face right now. It's not a time for them to go left or right. It's not a time for them to, pick up the phone and make that call and make contact with their beloveds. There still seems to be so much of this weight on their backs that they can't make a decision, so they're not really doing anything at all at the moment. And it's causing a lot of restless energy, a lot of really kind of like combating inner emotions, because they feel so strong, these energies of the recent eclipse and the now eclipse that's coming upon us, the solar eclipse in Pisces, that it's creating this restlessness. Like, I feel all of this stuff, all of this emotion, all of this love, all of this kind of gusto and excitement to want to do something about it, and yet I can't. I'm constrained by X, Y, and Z, and it's causing a lot of inner turmoil, a lot of inner struggle. And that's what I feel like the Five of Wands is representing. It's more of an internal battle than really an external one. But I do feel like that this card, this energy, does represent both. It seems to be more of an internal battle than an external one, but in external ways, it could represent this this karmic partner that they feel somehow kind of tied to or indebted to, or differences of religion, or family pressures, things like that, money pressures, job pressures, a lot of things that are sort of swirling around them externally and internally. And because they can't really kind of make peace with it or find resolve in any of it, it's resulting in this Five of Cups energy, which is just this tremendous loathing and sadness and just turmoil, just inner turmoil. This card also feels very heavy to me, this energy. So this is a lot of what the masculine, I feel, was going through over this last eclipse, what it has brought up, and what they're still struggling with, and I think we'll continue to struggle with until these energies kind of play out over the next few weeks. And this next solar eclipse in Pisces is going to illuminate more of that, and I'm going to get into that in a moment. But just in general, there still is not a sense of resolve there. And so even though there is more powerful energies that are coming in that I'm going to talk about, because of this this indecision and inner turmoil, to me at least, it doesn't feel like a time of reaching out. If you do feel guided very strongly to reach out to your twin, always, 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 your intuition and what your guides say trumps anything that me or anybody else ever says. So if you do feel guided to reach out, I would do so. But if you don't feel guided, or you're kind of indecisive about it, I would say wait it out, because it does still feel like very much the masculine is in this place of just inner turmoil, indecision, struggling through these energies. This next solar eclipse is going to be pretty major as well. I would kind of wait it out a bit for all of these energies to kind of settle, and they will settle in a positive place. They'll be leaving us in a very positive place, and I feel like at that time would be a really good time to connect. But this Five of Cups feels also really very heavy to me, and just there's just a lot of sadness, just a lot of emotion that's coming through. I mean, there's so much highs, and lows that are going on, and that as a result of the eclipse, to go from the Ace of Cups to the Five of Cups, it's just there's just those are really kind of extreme polarities, and I just want to say, over that last eclipse, I mean, there were times where I was just really kind of just crying and very teary-eyed, and I wasn't even really sure why. And I know that I was definitely feeling the divine masculine. I was definitely feeling the collective energy. It was really very powerful, really very, very, very strong for them. And in a way, I kind of feel for them because they were really kind of hit over the head with it. But these types of things, they come up because they need to be seen, and they need to be realized, and released. So so what I want to talk about next is the Nine of Cups. And this is really very powerful because it's the masculine making that step forward, saying, you know what, this is the life that I want. This is what I want. I do want this love. I do want this this family, this fortune. I don't mean just material speaking, but this great life, this great this abundance that I know that I want and I deserve. So even though the Nine speaks of completion, this card very much speaks of making a wish. It's the Make-A-Wish card. So it is not necessarily something that has been fulfilled yet. It can represent that. But what I do feel that this speaks of is making that wish, making that declaration to the divine, to the universe, of what it is that I want. And it very much is an indicator of what you will, if you do make that wish, of what will come to you in the future. And this card could specifically signify in the coming days or weeks. So this makes a lot of sense, because it does feel like in the next few weeks that things will be really kind of clearing up and turning around for the better. So again, this is the masculine saying, I don't want to be in this inner turmoil anymore. I don't want to feel these conflicting emotions between what I want and what's practical. I really feel like I need to kind of follow my heart. And it's the masculine making that those first steps forward to manifesting the life of his dreams. But he still doesn't feel just yet that he has that sure footing to kind of do it yet on a really practical level. But the Ten of Cups, this card I pulled specifically as a general energy. I asked Spirit before this card was pulled, show me collectively what is going on right now because of this eclipse. Like, what is it really that the masculine desires, and what is it that he got out of that really tremendous energy that was coming through? And this is the card that Spirit showed me, was the Ten of Cups. So this is those dreams realized, those wishes in the Nine of Cups realized in the 10. This is the completion of it, the manifestation of it, the reward, really, of all that hard work and all of that clearing. It's everything. It's family. It's love. It's home. It's familial bliss, and it's that connection. It's that connection with that other part of you that you know that you share this powerful, powerful, meaningful, divine connection with, that you knew all along, and that you're able to fully, finally realize in this 10. And it's a really beautiful energy. It's just a really very soft, endearing, really kind of compassionate energy that's coming through. There's just really a sense of trust, I want to say, more than anything else that's coming through this card, that I trust this connection. I trust this path. I trust this person, my beloved. Even though for some of you, you still may not even necessarily know each other that well, and that's what's kind of funny about these connections, is that, these are our other halves, our counterparts, but, for some of us, we haven't been in a relationship yet with them, and we may not know them on this practical level, but yet they're we share a soul, basically. Well, we don't share a soul, but we have the same energy, and in two different bodies, but there is that sense of knowing there, and that realization that I trust this person, I love this person with every fiber of my being, even though we barely know each other. And it's really beautiful. It's just really this sort of surrender, this sense of surrender that's coming through, surrender to that love. And what I pulled for the card of what's to come, for the energies that are coming through the solar eclipse in Pisces, is the Hope card. This is from the Mary Queen of Angels deck. And the card says, I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. And I'm just going to paraphrase a little bit from what the book says. So it says, this is a message about retaining hope, even if you have no idea how your situation could resolve itself. Jesus taught about the importance and the power of faith, and your circumstances require it. A person who carries hope in his or her heart is trusting in God's plan. So again, it's speaking of that trust that's coming through in the Ten of Cups, that blind faith. This card asks you to remain optimistic about your future and to continue giving worries, cares, insecurities, and other forms of fear to God, who will heal them. So it's that blind faith, really. It's that full energy. It's just that knowing, in that complete sense of just trust and fearlessness in this path, and with your connection with the divine, and just knowing that no matter what, you're going to be steered in the right direction, when it is time to be steered in it. And it's just having that renewed sense of faith and hope in this situation, that things will work out brilliantly for you, for all of us, for all of these unions. So I do feel like that is definitely a message that's coming through for this next eclipse, because this next eclipse, I do feel, will be also very kind of heavy, emotional. Mars is also conjoining with Uranus at this time, and Mercury is moving into Pisces just the day before this next eclipse. So with these two energies, it can create really more of like this restlessness, this kind of inner kind of stirring, kind of reactive, like raw energies. It can create a bit more of uncertainty and indecision that was coming through with this Two of Swords. But you know, with indecision comes introspection, and with that comes realization. So you just have to really kind of give it time to let these energies play out, and to see, you know, what is it that my heart really desires, and more importantly, you know, how do I get there? How do I manifest that? These things take time, so we can't rush it. We have to be patient. We have to be gracious for this path, this wonderful path that we've been chosen to be on. We can't be hasty with these energies. We really kind of have to sit tight and let it play out. So that's why I feel like it doesn't feel so much energetically that now is the time to really kind of connect and reach out, just because the energies feel so raw. I mean, it's an exciting time, but the energies feel a bit raw. So again, unless if you're guided to otherwise, I would kind of just sit tight, at least for maybe, you know, a few more weeks to kind of let everything kind of settle. And when these energies do come in, these really kind of expansive, really heavy energies do come in this next solar eclipse, use that as a time for being creative, finding creative outlets, or really kind of harnessing whatever creative outlets you do already have, and also just really just being more physical, you know, just getting out, getting fresh air, getting going for walks or runs or things like that, because there is going to be more of this restless energy. Like I said, that would be a really good way to kind of release it, you know, in a positive way. But also don't overexert yourself at the same time, because with this solar eclipse, it could also have the potential for weakening your immune system. So take extra care with yourself. You may be a bit more tired than usual. You know, there's this restlessness combined with this sense of fatigue, of this body fatigue. So take good care, drink lots of water, get lots of rest. As always, eat as healthy as you possibly can. And I'm really excited to do a reading again in the near future to kind of see what has come through for the Divine Masculine after the solar eclipse energies. So I will reach out again with that, and I hope this resonates with you guys. And if you would like to schedule a personal reading, I'm available for those, and my email address is twinflametrinity@gmail.com. And I wish you guys a really blessed and beautiful week. Take care, guys.